Egypt is a land steeped in mystery and history, and its ancient civilization continues to fascinate us today. For centuries, the mysteries of ancient Egypt have fascinated scientists and historians alike, but a recent discovery has left them trembling with fear. What could it possibly be? Ancient Egypt was a civilization that emerged in the Nile River Valley more than 5,000 years ago. The people of Egypt were skilled farmers, artists, and engineers, and they built impressive structures that still stand today. The Great Pyramids of Giza, for example, are considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. Egyptian society was highly structured, with a ruling class of pharaohs who governed the country, and a large population of farmers, artisans, and laborers who supported them. The Egyptians believed in an afterlife, and they spent much of their wealth and resources on building elaborate tombs and temples to honor their dead. One of the most remarkable features of ancient Egypt was its system of writing, which included hieroglyphs, hieratic script, and demotic script. Hieroglyphs were used for monumental inscriptions and religious texts, while the hieratic script was a simplified form of hieroglyphs used for everyday writing. The demotic script was even simpler and was used for legal and administrative documents. Egyptian art was also highly developed, and its depictions of pharaohs, gods, and everyday life continue to inspire artists today. One of the most famous works of Egyptian art is the bust of Nefertiti, which is on display at the Neues Museum in Berlin. As we mentioned earlier, Egypt is home to some of the most iconic and ancient archaeological sites in the world, including the pyramids, the Sphinx, and the Valley of the Kings. These sites have captivated the imagination of people for centuries and continue to do so to this day. However, there have been some recent discoveries in Egypt that have shaken the archaeological world and sparked new debates and discussions among scientists. Over the years, many remarkable discoveries have been made in Egypt by archaeologists and explorers. One of the most famous and significant discoveries in Egypt's history is the tomb of King Tutankhamun. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the tomb of the boy King, which had remained untouched for over 3,000 years. The discovery of the tomb and its treasure trove of artifacts shed new light on the culture and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. For example, the famous gold mask of Tutankhamun is an exquisite example of the artistry of the time. And the tomb also revealed how the ancient Egyptians believed in the afterlife and the importance of ritual and ceremony. Another important discovery in Egypt's history is the Rosetta Stone, which was discovered in 1799. The stone is inscribed with a decree issued at Memphis in 196 BCE on behalf of King Ptolemy V Epiphanes. The decree is written in 3 scripts: Ancient Greek, hieroglyphs, and demotic, a cursive script used for administrative purposes. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone was instrumental in helping scholars to decipher the hieroglyphic script, which had been a mystery for centuries. Despite these remarkable discoveries, there have also been some recent finds in Egypt that have caused concern among scientists. One of the most alarming discoveries was made in 2016 when archaeologists uncovered a large cache of mummified animals in the Saqqara necropolis. The animals, which included cats, crocodiles, and cobras, had been buried as offerings to the gods more than 2,000 years ago. While the discovery provided valuable insight into the religious practices of the ancient Egyptians, it also raised concerns about the exploitation of archaeological sites and the potential for damage to these delicate artifacts. In recent years, new technologies and techniques have helped archaeologists make even more discoveries. In 2018, for example, a team of Italian researchers used ground-penetrating radar to discover a new tomb near the Valley of the Kings. The tomb contained the remains of a high-ranking priestess and many valuable artifacts. Another important discovery was made in 2019 when archaeologists uncovered a 4,400-year-old tomb near the pyramids at Giza. And that's not even all. Yep, again, a recent discovery that has captured the attention of scientists and the public alike is the so-called mystery sarcophagus found in Alexandria in 2018. The massive black granite sarcophagus, which is over 2,000 years old, was discovered buried 16 feet below the surface. The sarcophagus was believed to contain the remains of a high-ranking official or noble, but what made the discovery truly alarming was the fact that it was sealed with no visible way to open it. This led to widespread speculation about what might be inside, including rumors of a curse or dangerous bacteria. When the sarcophagus was finally opened, it was found to contain the remains of 3 individuals, along with some sewage water. While the discovery was not as dramatic as some had hoped, it did serve as a reminder of the mysteries that still await us in Egypt's archaeological sites. And also, it was scary to think that Egyptians were able to fit 3 bodies in one sarcophagus. Perhaps they might have been family, or as some people like to theorize, they were part of a ritual. And in that ritual, they were meant to be sacrificed in that coffin, alive, which is why there was no seal, so that the people who were to be sacrificed couldn't escape. Despite the many discoveries made in Egypt over the years, there is still much we don't know about the ancient civilization. New technologies and techniques are constantly being developed to help uncover more secrets of the past. One area of particular interest is the use of DNA analysis to study ancient Egyptian mummies. Researchers have been able to extract DNA from these mummies and use it to learn more about the people who lived in ancient Egypt. For example, a 2017 study found that King Tutankhamun was the son of a pharaoh and his sister, and that he likely died of complications from a broken leg. Another area of research is the use of satellite imaging to identify potential archaeological sites. In 2019, a team of archaeologists used satellite images to identify 17 previously unknown pyramids and more than 1,000 tombs and settlements in the Nile Valley. The study of ancient Egyptian language and writing is also an ongoing area of research. Scholars are constantly uncovering new texts and documents that shed light on the culture and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. In 2018, for example, a team of scholars translated a 2,200-year-old papyrus, a material similar to thick paper that was used in ancient times as a writing surface, kind of like how we write on a book, that revealed new details about the daily life of an Egyptian soldier stationed in the desert. However, there are also concerns about the impact of tourism and development on Egypt's archaeological sites. The country's many monuments and artifacts are a major draw for tourists, but the sheer number of visitors can cause wear and tear on the sites. In addition to all this, development and construction can damage or destroy archaeological sites. To address these concerns, the Egyptian government has launched a number of initiatives to protect and preserve the country's archaeological heritage. For example, it has worked with international organizations to create a database of archaeological sites and to train local people in conservation and preservation techniques. Egypt's rich history and culture continue to fascinate people around the world. From the pyramids to the tombs to the ancient language, the country's archaeological treasures offer a glimpse into a world that existed thousands of years ago. While there is still much we don't know about the ancient Egyptians, new discoveries and research techniques offer hope that we will continue to uncover the secrets of this remarkable civilization. Take for example people as important as pharaohs. More than 200 pharaohs are known to have ruled Egypt from the first dynasty to the end of the Ptolemaic period, but still approximately half of their tombs have yet to be found. And keep in mind that there could be even more than 200 pharaohs due to the simple fact that we have no idea who they are. Egypt's archaeological treasures are a source of fascination and wonder for people around the world. While some discoveries have shed light on the culture and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians, like say the fact that they mummify dead bodies, others have raised concerns about the exploitation and potential damage to these sites. For example, in 2016, archaeologists uncovered a large cache of mummified animals in the Saqqara necropolis in Egypt, which included cats, crocodiles, and cobras. These animals had been buried as offerings to the gods more than 2,000 years ago, providing valuable insight into the religious practices of the ancient Egyptians. However, the discovery also raised concerns about the exploitation of archaeological sites and the potential for damage to these delicate artifacts. The recent discoveries of the mummified animals and the mystery sarcophagus are definitely very important ones that will continue to bring out new possibilities in these lands. But also, we must not forget that these serve as reminders of the ongoing importance of preserving and protecting these precious artifacts for future generations to discover and appreciate.